Avi Meyers, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine. Presentation of Sonny Hirsch and myself. He's my entire technical crew. Tune us in on YouTube, www.ntnm.org for all the links. It's all politics from here to election time. Over 95,000 shows watched, and it's climbing all the time. Thank you so much. We're real big on community policing. Caps24.org. Sonny Hirsch in his spare time as chairman of the District Advisory Committee of the 24th District. Runs that website for all your community policing needs here. Outside of Rogers Park and West Rogers Park, call 311 to find out where your community policing meetings are. And because we have so many guests, and we're having 3-4 guests a show, so the segments aren't as long as you might ordinarily know, we want to get right down to business. It is a pleasure to have a candidate for the Democratic nomination of Congress in the 7th District, Darlena Williams-Burnett. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Good, thank you very much. And I want to thank Recorder of Deeds Gene Moore for bringing it to my attention, and also Ed McElroy, who who's involved in the process also.
Yes.
So tell us about your background.
Well, I have about 24 years of involvement in government and community service. I'm currently employed with the Cook County Recorder of Deeds Office. I am his chief deputy, and he is a supporter of my campaign. I'm very grateful. We've had the opportunity to work together in county government for over 12 years and do some very good things for the taxpayers of Cook County in terms of bringing revenue into the county, identifying new revenue sources, and just working with the community right now. We're very focused on trying to help homeowners make sure that no one is stealing their properties. You know, white-collar crimes are on the rise, and mortgage fraud, identity theft, and property theft are on the rise. So that is something that Recorder Moore has decided to zero in and focus on to try and help homeowners make sure that they are able to retain the most important investment that most of them ever make, is keeping their home from the hands of a would-be crook or criminal.
Yeah, that's a big issue. The Tribune did a whole series last year, and I mean, there are so many people that are trying to scam elderly people and people that aren't aware of what's going on out of their homes.
It is very bad right now. It is very bad.
Yeah, so I'm glad to hear about all your efforts. Where is the 7th District?
The 7th Congressional District, it starts on the lakefront. If you have a visual on the lakefront, it goes all the way through the west side of Chicago, taking in the 24th Ward, the 27th Ward, the 29th Ward, the 28th Ward, and it goes straight into the western suburbs, River Forest, Oak Park, Maywood, Bellwood, Broadview, Hillside. So it stops right along Manheim Road on the western end. It goes over to Armitage, takes in half of Lincoln Park on the northern border, and it cuts in and out a little bit, but up to around 47th Street on the south side. It is one of the most diverse and largest congressional districts and geographic regions in the country.
That is an extremely diverse area. I'm familiar with a lot. My mother grew up in the 24th Ward, but it's a different neighborhood now.
Of course.
And it's actually a different neighborhood than from what was just a few years ago. It keeps evolving and changing.
Yes, it has a series of issues going on over there, but a lot of stable homeowners that have been there for a number of years.
So that's let's see, Armitage to 47th, so that's about 8.5 miles long. Mm-hmm. And out to Manheim, it's a good chunk of land.
Yeah, about another
so you've got to be all over the place.
You really do. It's so many issues. You have public housing issues. You have some of the richest of the rich in the district and some of the poorest of the poor. And as I said, a lot of middle-income homeowners make up the district as well. A lot of industry, a lot of retail, commercial development, you name it. It's a part of the 7th District.
Yeah, that's quite an undertaking. So at what point did you decide to run?
Well, I decided to run this summer when the congressman indicated that the sitting congressman wanted to be the president of the county board. And there had been some, that was the third time that he indicated that he wanted to do something other than be the congressman. So this time I took him at his word and said that I would circulate petitions and see how it went in terms of my interaction with the community. And of course, I've been involved in the community for 20-plus years, working at every level of government and community. So it wasn't a challenge for me to get the signatures, and we were successful in getting on the ballot. So.
That's excellent. That means you've got a good organization behind you.
Yeah, we do. We have quite a few.
That helps a lot. You need an organization because that's a big chunk of land. And yeah, running against an incumbent, but then again, so many people. It's interesting because, I know some of the people that were involved that withdrew also from that race.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. I'm sure it was very crowded, and it's still a crowded field.
Well, how many candidates are left at this point?
It's about 7.
Okay.
It's about 7, including myself.
So it's going to be, but you've got an organization going, and you've got some very important support, so
Yes,
you're in the
do.
fight here.
We're very fortunate. Yes.
Okay, so I mean, give me an idea of your schedule on an average day.
Well, on average, during the week, I put in about 12 hours. On the weekends, it averages about 14 hours a day. And we go from speaking at graduations to encouraging young folks to avoid violence. We visit community organizations, block club meetings. We attend civic events. We go door to door, speaking to voters, trying to carry our message that we really want to be about a change that's going to be meaningful and make a difference that they can see.
Now, are you learning a lot in your travels?
I really am. I would spend some time today over at Mount Sinai Hospital, and it's kind of the economic engine, as we were talking about the 24th Ward, kind of an economic engine for that community, but just it's a health facility that has some state-of-the-art and great programs that outreach to the community and could serve as a model for the nation, we think. So that's one of the things I most definitely want to focus on. Everyone's buzzword is healthcare reform, but so many components of healthcare that we need to focus on, particularly in underserved communities. So we'll be doing a lot of that as we move forward with this campaign.
Yeah, my doctor used to be there, so I'm very familiar with that facility.
Mm-hmm. It's a mainstay. It's what you call a safety net facility. A lot of the patients can't afford to pay for care, but they go ahead and provide care, and hope and pray that some reimbursements come through.
They have a clinic just a few blocks away from here, as a matter of fact, and they handle a lot of the Russian Jewish people and it's I know a lot of people that are involved with Mount Sinai.
Yeah, it's a good institution.
It really is, and they do a lot of wonderful things for a lot of people. And when I'm actually in there, talk about diverse. You've got a real diverse crowd in there.
Yes, you do. Economically, racially, everything.
Yeah. So what issues are you striking at when people are asking about issues and stuff?
Well, housing.
Yeah.
We, as an employee of the Recorder of Deeds office, we saw the height of the housing boom, and now we're dealing with the bursting of it when the prices were at levels that most people couldn't afford them, and now we're looking at the demise of what is happening in the industry as a result of some predatory lending practices, some overzealous movement and activity on the Wall Street level, and some willing participants on the Main Street level. So housing is one of my issues that I want to focus on. I know that until we get some stability in the housing market overall, we're not going to see the type of stability and growth that we need to see in our overall economy. So I'm focused on that, and I mean every component of housing, not just the predatory lending side and getting the lenders to not freeze up credit, but be not to be predatory in their practice and discriminatory in their practices. So, and the whole notion of educating homeowners, would-be homeowners, is a very important component of what we feel government should be doing.
Well, that sounds great. If people want to contact you,
they can contact me at www.burnettforcongress.com. They can call us at 312-307-2000. They can email me at darlena@me.com and info@burnettforcongress.com.
Darlena Williams-Burnett, running for Congress in the 7th District. We want to thank our Recorder of Deeds, Eugene Moore, for bringing her today, and Ed McElroy for bringing the whole attention. Darlena, I want to wish you a lot of luck in the race, and thank you so much for coming here.
Thanks for having me.